Your summer adventures are right around the corner and it is time to hit the road. For some of you seasoned travelers, this is going to be a regular and a cruise control worthy experience, but for some of you, it might be your first road trip together. Whether you're trying to freshen it up or you've got first road trip jitters, this is the perfect spot for you. I've got 5 of my very best tips that I'm going to give you right now. We're going to start with number 1. Document your journey. When me and my husband went on our first road trip together, we headed out to Colorado to meet up with my family, and then we were out in Grand Tetons and Yellowstone National Park. However, as it was our first road trip, we had a lot of learning curves, and one of those is that we did not take many photos or videos. And when we did, we weren't intentional about the quality of them or, again, the quantity of them. However, there are a lot of other ways that you can document your journey together. So let's say you already traveled together and you take all the photos and videos that you want, but I'm going to give you a little challenge. Grab a notebook before you're heading out on your next road trip. Notebook and a glue stick. Put all the little doodads, all of the little things from your trip. If you've got a Polaroid, this would be a great opportunity to use it. I just want you to collect as many memories as you can, and at the end of the night, you can paste them in there together as another road trip activity for the both of you. It'll be super fun, capture all your memories, and that way, if you remember the glue stick, you'll be able to have it all complete by the time you get home, and you don't have to worry about losing papers or doing it later. If you're really looking to shake things up a bit, you can think about planning some romantic surprises. That's our tip number 2. Some fun romantic surprises could include special stops, whether that is an upgrade from a hotel to a specialized Airbnb, or whether that is adding a favorite and long-awaited location onto your trip. You could also add a fancy dinner or maybe an ice cream shop that's local to the area. You could also think about bringing something from home, like a sweet handwritten note or their favorite snack or drink. How fun would that be to pull that out on a road trip and say, hey, check out what I got for you? Of course, that does take a little bit of sleuthing to pull off, but I trust you. I know you can do it. These last 2 options are for those of you who are elite couples, elite surprise planners. A couple's photo shoot would be a great way to, again, document your journey in a unique and fun way. Just remember, especially you ladies, if your man does not like a photo shoot, he's probably not going to think that's a fun romantic surprise. So keep your man in mind. Even though it's fun for you, maybe talk about that one before you leave if he's a little camera shy. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment on what is your favorite travel tip for long road trips in the car with your spouse. And please follow us for more uploads on Mondays and Fridays. Last but not least, one romantic surprise I have on here is a picnic. Now, if you're on a road trip, you probably can't bring all of the things you need for a picnic along, but you could sneak in a blanket that you'd be comfortable using in the grass, and you can make a quick pit stop at a local grocery store to get the supplies you need. Obviously, your spouse is going to catch on a little bit quicker if you do that option, but regardless of what you choose from this list, or if you decide to make up your own ideas, perhaps there's some fun things that you guys have that are unique and special to you as a couple. So keep those in mind, give it a try, and we're gonna head on to number 3. The third thoughtful way you can make your road trip even better is by selecting new podcasts, new music, and maybe new audiobooks to listen to together. Me and my husband share a lot of the same tastes and a lot of the same interests, so we're already sharing similar songs and audiobooks from our day-to-day. So if we can pick something new, something fun, maybe a genre that we haven't explored together, how much more interesting does that make your drive? Not only does it give you something new to enjoy and experience, but it's also a fun conversation starter if you guys are stuck on what to come up with after 14 hours in the car together. This 4th tip is my favorite and probably what I consider the most important, and that is, before your trip, commit to communicate and compromise. There is no quicker way to ruin a trip than if you don't communicate what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and if you refuse to compromise. All right, let's talk communication. Ladies, it is so important for us to get to the bottom of our feelings and kind of sort that out. It's so helpful for our men to hear us, to understand if we've already done a little bit of the internal research before we share. And men, it is so helpful for your ladies if you are willing to share and be a little vulnerable. Obviously, we are looking for these in healthy contexts, not unhealthy contexts. I said at the beginning, commit to communicate and compromise. Compromise is a key thing here. My husband and I were backcountry in Utah and we were tired. It was late. We had not finalized a spot that we were going to boondock at yet for the night. And while there were a plethora of options, I had strong feelings and he had strong feelings, and one of us needed to compromise. That is not my strength, and this is an area that I'm actively growing in, but what an incredible change it can make in your road trip dynamic if both of you are willing to say, hey, I'm not going to hold this too tight to my chest. I'm going to be willing to compromise for you and for our trip. Trust me, this will go a long ways in maintaining a positive attitude for both of you on the trip and showing the person you're traveling with, showing your love, and said, hey, I love you more than the opinions I have. Let's find a way that we can compromise on this. Quick disclaimer, all of these things, all of the context I'm talking about is within a healthy relationship. Obviously, if there are unhealthy dynamics and one person is never communicating or one person is always compromising, you probably need to work on something internally that will help your road trip out way, way more than just a couple tips on the internet. Number 5, create a cozy atmosphere. Now, why a cozy atmosphere? Well, you're going to be in a car for hours on end. You might get tired. You might get hungry. You might get hangry. Now, what are some ways that we can make all of those things just a little bit easier on yourself and on the person you're traveling with? Creating a cozy atmosphere starts not only with comfort, let's think blankets and pillows, but it also includes keeping your stuff tucked away and organized. If things are cluttered everywhere and like they were on me and my husband's last road trip, it's going to be stressful just to stop and sort through your things. So think ahead. What might you need for maybe some organization? Maybe you could bring a couple less items to keep things from being super cluttered. Maybe at the end of the night after your long travel day, you're just going to take 5 minutes to get rid of some of the trash in the car to kind of tidy things up. It's going to make things feel so much nicer and so much cozier for the next day when you jump back in the car. Hi guys, my name is Audrey. I'm the lead creative and the director here at the Trail North, and the Trail North is all about helping you get into creation because creation is meant to be explored. We're going to start here a new series of how to plan a trip in various national parks. So stay tuned because next week we have how to plan a trip to Yellowstone National Park, 1 week edition.